Welcome to the Main Stage Cast, a podcast about all things. Returning from our 7-month hiatus, 3 days before the 1-year anniversary of our first episode, where we talked all about competitive Call of Duty, we are now talking a little bit about Call of Duty, and it's still me, Nate Burleson, alongside Alex Friel. Alex, what are we going to be talking about now?
Well, what is up, everybody? Happy New Year. Tony Flame coming at you. Psych. This is Johnny Chicago, a.k.a. Alex, a.k.a. Jam Gamer Tweets. So, basically, New Year's resolution. All right. I guess we got to start with where we ended. We got to pick up from where we left off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, 7 months ago, we just kind of... Call of Duty didn't give us enough to talk about. I think that we put our alls into it, and we did put our all into it, and we talked about it, and we had the best Call of Duty podcast. BO3 wasn't even that good. Whatever other podcast... You know what? The Flank kind of took our job. We kind of got put out of work.
I feel like we would watch The Flank one night, and then the next day we'd be like, okay, well, what is there to talk about now? Like, I feel like it's already been covered. The people who should be talking about it already talked about it. But I feel like we got some fun topics for today's episode and then moving forward. So what are we going to start with?
All right. Well, all right. So, my thoughts is like with the new with the new rendition of the Main Stage Cast, it's like, let's give the people what they want to hear about. You know what I'm saying? So the first topic that I got is in the pop culture section. I got Kanye West dating Julia Fox, because this has been the most interesting thing to me, because as a Kanye fan, I'm just kind of like, what is going on?
Is he technically the artist formerly known as Kanye West?
All right, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, now Ye. Dude, I forget that his name is just Ye.
Is that what it is now? Like, is that what we're supposed to refer to him as? Is that his preferred name?
That's a good question. But, so basically, to go over, like, a quick timeline of all this, like, on New Year's, Kanye was getting pictured at, like, the club, like, the bar, like, girls were all over him. He had these, like, models hanging in his, like, hotel room or whatever. And then he's in Miami, and he goes out and, like, meets Julia Fox. And then the next night, they go see this play. It's called The Slave Something. What is it called? They went and saw some play in New York, right?
That was his first
Slave play.
That was his first move, was we're going to go see a Broadway show?
Yeah, so his first move
so
was,
must be
let's go see a Broadway show.
Must be serious.
Well, so that's the thing, is, like, people are like, is it like, oh, he's trolling? My mom thought he was trolling. My mom thought he was faking, and I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then after they went to the musical, he had a closet full of clothes for her. Now that's kind of some simp shit, because it's not like Kim K. Like, I feel like with Kim K, you got a closet full of clothes for her. It's like, that's what she deserves. Like, Julia Fox, I don't know. She was only in Uncut Gems.
Have you seen Uncut Gems? This is very important. Have you seen Uncut Gems?
I saw it.
Adam Sandler had a whole apartment for her in Uncut Gems.
Damn, so are you alluding to, maybe she's putting something out there that makes it worth it?
I'm saying I think Kanye right now, or Ye, where he currently is in a position where he might actually be in love with Julia Fox.
Dude, like,
maybe he is.
It gets so weird, because then after that, then they took, like, a photo shoot at the restaurant they went to, and they posted those pics, and people are like, it's, like, confirmed that they're dating.
That was a weird photo shoot. Regardless of anything, that was a weird photo shoot. Where were they? You said they were at a restaurant during that?
Yeah, so that's the weird part, because in the interview she said, that I read the other day, she literally said that he directed a photo shoot for her in the restaurant, like, while people were just eating. I don't know. That
sounds like something that Ye would do.
Ye would do something like that. And, I thought the pictures were pretty cool. I thought they turned out cool, but I think the whole, like, people are eating dinner and she's, like, sitting on top of him somewhere in the restaurant. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. It kind of weirded me out.
Like, if they paid for, like, their own separate room in the restaurant, maybe. But if they're just doing that, like while the waiter's, like, walking by, like, could you imagine, like, you're just trying to do your job, getting paid, like, $7 an hour plus tips, like, moving through that crowd, trying to figure, and you just see, like, Julia Fox on top of Kanye West. I mean, I'm sure it's a normal night in a restaurant where something like that would go down, but I mean,
Well, it was her favorite restaurant, so
it was her favorite.
That was
restaurant.
like the whole thing. It's her favorite restaurant. So Ye took her to her favorite restaurant.
So what did Kim K have to say about this? Because we knew Kanye had some things to say about Pete Davidson, but what did Kim K have to say about Julia Fox?
Okay, so before I say what she said about Julia Fox, so we all know they amicably split or whatever the hell people call it. I don't know how marriage or divorce works. And during that Amazon free Larry Hoover, alright, so Larry Hoover is the leader of the GDs?
I don't know who the hell Larry Hoover is. I've never heard that name before.
They were having the benefit concert to like raise money to free Larry Hoover, and I'm like, oh, like who's Larry Hoover? And then someone told me he's the leader of the GDs, like the gangster disciples.
Oh, I was thinking, like, according to Wikipedia, he is. Yeah, he's serving 6 life sentences right now in Colorado. According to a quick Wikipedia search. Yeah, founder of the GDs, the Gangster Disciples.
6 lifetime sentences?
Yep.
Yo, Kanye is using his name to get clout.
He was sentenced to he was sentenced to 150 to 200 years for a 1973 murder when he was 23, and then in 1997 he received another life sentence. It seems like, yeah, he's just been in prison for a long time.
Wow.
Long time.
Basically Kanye was trying to free him with a concert, and he did this version of Runaway, and at the end he said, "Come back to me, Kimberly." And so, like, bro, they split, and Kanye's been saying, like, that he, like, wants to get back together with her. Apparently, allegedly, he still would rather be down to get back with Kim than be with Julia Fox. And he said that, apparently. I'm just reading People magazine, all right? But apparently, that's how he feels. But Julia Fox is a known diehard fan of the Kardashian Keeping Up show. And Kim appreciates that Kanye got a fan because then there's less likely to be issues, and she says that hopefully co-parenting will be easier if he chooses to bring Julia around. So, I think, all right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give my take. I think Kim K is a total boss. I think she's sick. I think she handles everything very well. She had a crazy ass dude with Kanye. Bro, she handled everything better than he did. That shit's crazy.
No, for real. I mean, I feel like the Kardashians, like, they naturally get like a bad rep just because they represent like a lot of what's probably wrong with media and the way that people consume it and fan culture, stuff like that. But it seems like she dealt with a lot more and behind closed doors than what people are maybe willing to give her credit for. Especially with Ye.
I was reading this tweet one time on Twitter when, like, Ye was trending or Kim was trending. And it was like, Kanye got her all the big things, right? He would get her an orchestra. He would get her this grand thing. And someone said she just wanted the little things, bro. She just wanted a how was your day? She just wanted to cuddle, a hug. Like, at the end of the day, it's not about the grandioso. It's about that real connection. But also, in recent Ye news, he actually is going to perform a Sunday service in Moscow with Vladimir Putin in attendance. And so he's trying to sell his Wyoming ranch, and apparently wants to, like, move to Russia and make it his second. I have no fucking idea.
No, yeah, I see this now. 30 minutes ago, firstpost.com, Kanye West, now Ye, reportedly planning to travel to Russia and meet Vladimir Putin.
Kanye West, now Ye.
Apparently he's working on new business deals with a Azerbaijani Russian billionaire businessman who has ties to Donald Trump. Aras Agalarov. If I probably pronounced that wrong.
During the Drink Champs interview, Ye did say the red hat is still on. So, meaning he's still a Trump supporter, basically.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, he was an independent. He did. I kind of forgot about all the stuff that he did, like in 2020 when he ran for president. The birthday party.
He had that rally. Remember the rally where he started screaming about how Kim almost killed his daughter? Yo,
is that the one? Was that the same one with What civil rights activist was it that he was like that he was like making fun of, or like not making fun of, but like discrediting? Was it Rosa Parks?
Is it Harriet Tubman?
Harriet Tubman? It might have been Harriet Tubman.
Hey, just a quick disclaimer for all the listeners, and if you're new, if you're a non-endemic user, we do fact check everything. We did back when we talked about Call of Duty. We had the stats up. We try to use statistics and evidence, and we don't want to spread misinformation, disinformation.
This is what
we would never misdirect our leaders. You know?
Kanye West weeps, criticizes Harriet Tubman at his political rally. What a headline! This was back. This was in 2020 in Columbia, South Carolina. Yeah.
Dude, I just like that was the craziest thing. Well, I guess what we have something new in pop culture news today. I don't think we can show the clip on YouTube, but
definitely not.
Kodak Black was at the Florida Panthers game tonight. You know, it's kind of a mix of sports and pop culture. Allegedly, it was him. Now, everyone saw it, but allegedly, you know, it wasn't in 4K, but it wasn't him. He was, for lack of better words, clapping cheeks in a suite at the Florida Panthers game in front of the whole stadium.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
I guess if you pay for the suite, you get to do whatever you want, right? You pay for the suite, I guess you do what you gotta do. I mean, I doubt. Here's the thing: if there was no video camera, I wonder if kids would have been watching. Like, you really think the people, because it was already a hard angle to really see, and like, let's just say the one camera angle I've seen of it, like the person has shaky hands, like, you know, they were zooming in, suddenly like they're looking over at like 2 suites over. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, if you're gonna record something in public, you need to have a steady hand. This is what people don't realize. You need to have a steady hand, and you need to record it horizontally. This was vertical and shaky.
Like sideways?
Yeah, you gotta record things like this.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better because the aspect ratio is better. You get to see more of it, and you can zoom in. I don't know.
Dude, whenever people say, "Hey, like, can you take a picture?" I'm like, I can't because I have shaky hands. And they're always like, "Dude, just do it." And I'm like, "Hey, if you want bad pictures, I'll take them, but they're gonna be blurry because I can't control. Like, my hands are just too jittery. Like the whole time I'm holding the phone, I'm like, I don't know."
But
regardless, what are you doing if you're there with your kids, though? What are you doing if you're there with your kids?
I'm just making sure they don't see it, you know. I'm doing the old hand over the eyes trick if they've noticed it, you know. Because I mean, if they see it for a flash second, it's like whatever, you know. But if they're looking at it, if they're analyzing it, they're actually seeing what's going on. That's worse. But I mean, all these kids are gonna go home, go on Instagram, and probably see the video. That's the world we live in these days.
Well, you said he went on Instagram Live, right?
He did go on Instagram Live. I'm gonna have to find the clip.
Oh God. Dude, I just remember, like, years ago, Kodak Black went on Instagram Live in the shower.
Yeah, here it is. He said you gotta put the enchilada in her piñata. That's what he said.
Oh my God, dude. He showed his dick before on Instagram Live. He was in the shower and he dropped his phone.
He said enchilada in her piñata expeditiously.
Expeditiously. So it was an expedition. He wanted to put enchilada in the piñata at a Florida Panthers game.
People are also saying that this was just a fan, and he has a girlfriend too.
We live in a weird society where now sometimes when people are dating, they still fuck other people, and it is Kodak Black. Have you seen the video where he grabs his mom's ass?
No, I don't want to see it either. I don't really keep up much on Kodak Black news.
This man took a whole piece of cake from his mom's butt, bro. It was weird. Kodak is like canceled to me. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know. He got pardoned by Trump.
Yeah.
That is so funny to me. Him and Wayne both got pardoned when Trump was trying to win, and I don't know.
Trying to win the African American vote. That's what he was trying to do.
True.
You know, Democrats they try the same stuff, but I think Trump was just a little bit louder about it. Well, remember A$AP Rocky too.
Lil Wayne is a great guy. Hey,
that one
get home ASAP.
That was different. Get home ASAP.
Trump freed LiAngelo Ball from China.
He did.
Remember he was shoplifting, and he was shoplifting at the Louis Vuitton. Dude, I just can't even fathom doing like any of those things and then having that life. Like, having Trump literally free you from a country, but I don't know. Maybe Enes Kanter wouldn't agree with that because China cooperated. He doesn't really like China and his freedom. Did I say
Mhm.
cancer? I don't know.
No. But I feel like we need to transition into something a little bit more PG-13. Peacemaker. With
Yeah, for sure, PG.
yeah, right? With
The guy that nobody can see.
they have an invisible person as
He's just wearing
Peacemaker.
a
I don't get
bucket.
it. It doesn't make any sense. I did see the trailer
Yeah.
though. It looks promising. Looks promising.
So I've been
never read
seeing
the
a lot of
comics,
media.
but it looks interesting.
Neither have I. Have you seen the Suicide Squad?
I haven't seen either Suicide Squad film.
Okay, don't watch the first one. The second one, very good.
Okay.
And in a second, I want to just kind of run over movies with you. And we're both movie guys. You work at a theater. I want to have a little talk about the state of cinema in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But
The Birds of
I
Prey
gotta
is good. You ever see Birds of
okay,
Prey?
Birds of Prey is actually pretty decent,
Okay.
in my opinion. Margot Robbie is a really good Harley Quinn. There's the younger girl character. Her name's like Cassie, I think. She's kind of annoying, but for the most part, like Ewan McGregor was so good in that movie. But Suicide Squad, bro, with Idris Elba and John Cena were like so good on screen together, and then he in the movie he's presented as if he's not going to make it, and then at the post-credit scene they're like, no, he's alive, and I was like, yo, and they're like Peacemaker show, directed by James Gunn too. So it's not like they just got some bum director. James Gunn was doing the Suicide Squad. He's doing the Peacemaker now, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
But what are you? Did you see? Did you see movies this year? And what are your thoughts on movies right now in the cinema?
I don't know. I
Streaming.
think movies are in a pretty good spot. I didn't get to see as many new releases this year as I wanted to see, but I mean, I love Spider-Man. I actually really did like Spider-Man. I know you're kind of iffy on Spider-Man, but at the same time, I mean, you kind of got to recognize that we're about to get a really good Spider-Man movie in the next one, right? The next one I think will be really good,
better.
no matter how you felt about this one.
Dude, I watched so many movies on streaming services this year. I went to the theater. I think I only went to the theater for Spider-Man.
Okay.
I went to a drive-in theater on a date for Shang-Chi.
What are your thoughts on
I'm probably not
Shang-Chi?
gonna watch
That
that
one's
movie
kind of
again.
polarizing. That movie's kind of polarizing.
Bro, okay, I don't know what happened. Marvel took some sort of inspiration from DC. They must have saw their like really bad CGI, and they thought, we could get away with that too. And then, but my whole issue, and I talk about this all the time, is Marvel just like they redeem every single villain, right? They're like his dad. They're like, yo, like killed people. He runs the mob, or he's a warlord, right? Like, and then at the end of the movie, they're like, yo, but like you should like him. Like him and Shang-Chi have like made up like he's a good guy, like he's not the villain, he's not the boss fight, and then he fights a dragon. And I'm like, why did I even watch the movie, honestly? Kind of how I felt after. That's why I didn't go see Eternals. Because I kind of felt like I was going to just be like, why did I see this?
I just think it's funny that Kumail Nanjiani got completely jacked up on roids, and then all he did was shoot lasers through his fingers the entire time.
That's his power?
Right? Isn't it something like that? Doesn't he shoot lasers through his fingers or his eyes, something like that?
I read what happened on Wikipedia, but my brother saw it, and he was telling me that, so they're sent to Earth like years and years ago, and then they gotta fight these. The Earth is gonna become like a celestial being or something. I don't know. It's gonna become like a big robot, and then the Eternals are like, oh no, like we like Earth, so like we're gonna defend it from these like inanimate like monster objects. And I don't know, it just was like kind of weird. There's a lot of characters in the movie. I feel like it's kind of hard to follow the movies when they just try to like throw in a bunch of characters. But the biggest headlines I remember seeing from the Eternals were like, what's the guy's name from Atlanta? Paperboy. Like, you know who I'm talking about? Brian Tyree something.
Yeah, Brian Tyree
like,
Henry, right?
His character in the film had a husband. Dude, I went on Twitter and people like lost their minds. They could
Like,
not believe that there was a gay couple in the MCU. Oh my god, they could not believe it. How could you show their kids that?
Oh, bro,
How could you show their kids that?
in 2020, in 2022, 2021, I guess. How's that gonna be the thing you're like angry about? Like at
I got
that
no
point,
clue, man.
At that point, you need a long look in the mirror. That's what you're angry about. Because does it really matter either? Like, it's like a like it just doesn't matter. I don't get how. I guess my brain just isn't wired in a way that I can understand why people think it's a bad thing.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, a person is a person here on the main stage cast, regardless of race, gender, socioeconomic background. If you're on a spectrum of any kind, we are accepting and we want everybody to listen. That's why we're trying to broaden our horizons with these topics that everybody can get in on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at Main Stage Cast on Twitter, I think leave some comments on our tweets. Let us know what you're trying to hear us talk about. And remember that this video is sponsored by NateBsports.com. Go get your great articles for sports. Now, the DePaulia beat writer, Nate Burleson, his own thing. So make sure to go get on that. But have you seen Don't Look Up on Netflix?
I have not.
See, now I've heard my brother say it was decent. My girlfriend said it was pretty good. I don't think she finished it yet, but I was like, the whole thing behind the movie is like Leonardo's in it, J-Law's in it. Oh my god! And it's like yeah, right. They're just throwing him in anything these days. All right, did you see Dune?
I haven't seen Dune, no.
Bro, Dune's fire. Dune's gas.
I heard it was good, man.
Dune's
My roommate be reading the books, and he saw the movie. He said it was gas.
Dude, I'm trying to read the books. My cousin Joe told me there's like a bunch of books, and they're good as heck. So
it's like 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Well, that was enough pop culture for today. I think you wanna get us started on some sports, Nate B Sports.
Yes, I'd love to jump into some sports. I mean, we just watched the Bulls smoke the Pistons, but I mean, I got 2 topics that we can kind of merge because tomorrow night or Wednesday night, I guess tonight,
the 9 o'clock game. The 9 o'clock game.
This podcast comes out on Wednesday the 12th. We got Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and the Brooklyn Nets coming into Chicago, the United Center, to face off against the Bulls at 9 p.m. Central Time. Why 9 p.m. Central Time? They want to shove it on ESPN.
ESPN doubleheader. They put the Mavs game before.
Doesn't make much sense to me. I hope maybe I can snag a ticket to it. Maybe I can snag a ticket to it because people are gonna be like, oh shit, this game's at 9 p.m. I can't bring my kids to this game. I need to sell these tickets.
My buddies yesterday were talking because I had a friend who went to the game tonight, and he's like, I'm kind of pissed because like I wanted to go to the game on Wednesday, but it's at 9 o'clock. And my other buddy was like, hey, tickets aren't actually that bad for like a Nets Bulls primetime game.
Right, because these are the two best teams.
It's so late, and who wants to go to the? Who wants to?
Two best teams.
Nobody wants to go to the United Center that late, though. To be honest.
Nah, I mean I'll be at my apartment too tomorrow. So I mean it's like it's not too.
Oh well, maybe you'll be at the game. Who knows?
I gotta check.
Maybe Nathan will be at the game.
Let me pull up the Game Time app.
The Game Time app. I think that it's a good game for the Bulls because we're winning against the Pistons. We beat the Pacers last week. We've got 2 games against the Hawks. Like we've been racking up wins against decent teams, but I feel like when you play a big matchup like like a Lakers team or a Nets team, like one of these like powerhouses, and it's like they say a statement game. I think those games are so important because we've seen the Bulls win a bunch of games against like the Magic and some shitter teams, but if they can kind of put on the same dominant, fast-paced like basketball performance against these Nets, then I will be like, yo, we're winning the championship. We're going all the way.
The thing is that it's the Nets on tomorrow night, and then the Warriors on Friday night. So we're essentially looking at you're playing probably the 2 best teams in the league right now. I mean, we still got to see how they match up against the Bucks with Giannis. That's the most important thing. But I think that the Bulls have a chance this week to put a statement out because going on that 9-game win streak, that was important, that was big. But you need to beat quality teams on national television to get any kind of recognition in the NBA at this stage.
That's very true.
And if you don't beat the Nets tomorrow night, if you at least play the Nets close tomorrow night, and it goes down to the wire, people will still respect you, but you need to win one of these 2 games, or else people will write you off as just like a team that can, maybe push the Eastern Conference Finals if they get lucky. But I think the Bulls are better than that.
Yeah, I mean, thinking of it's kind of like the Suns last year. They didn't get that much TV love, not a lot of like national television media spotlight, and they were just like quietly the best team in the West, like one of the best offenses, and they just weren't talked about because they weren't on the right games. They didn't want to like promote the Suns, and the Bulls. They get this chance right now. Against ESPN Wednesday night. Who's not going to be watching this game?
I'll be
You're
watching.
going to be watching the game.
I got class. I
Nathan
got
will
a
be
class
watching.
from 6 p.m. to 9:15. I'm gonna leave at 9.
I knew.
I'm leaving at 9.
I
I'm
knew.
not staying for that extra 15 minutes. There's a game on. This is important.
You're so fatigued by that point in class. What is the point of making you stay
Exactly.
for 15 minutes?
3 hours
Like,
of class.
it's not like they're going to learn anybody. Nobody's learning anything in the last 15 minutes. I'm sorry.
Also,
I had a class one time.
might be
like 4
actually
to
it might
9,
only be an hour and a half.
Let's go at 8.
It might only be an hour and a half
Because
tonight. Then I get a little.
Professor knows.
Then I get a little bit of time. Yeah, I mean, everybody in Chicago is excited about the Bulls. Chicago sports fans are just fair weather, At the end of the day, they're fair weather when it comes to within the own teams. The United Center will not be selling out when the Bulls are crap. It won't be selling out when the Hawks are crap, and it doesn't sell out when and then the Bears don't sell out when the Bears are crap. And that with the Bears,
they're good. Yo, we've been here the whole
yeah,
time.
exactly. It's the moment they're good, all these people are talking. I was genuinely watching the Bulls when they were starting Walt Lemon. What's that guy's name?
Dude, Walt Lemon Jr.
Walt Lemon Jr. I was watching the Bulls when they were starting Walt Lemon Jr., Denzel Valentine,
Lauri Markkanen, Wendell
Lauri
Carter
Markkanen's
Jr.
a sniper. Lauri Markkanen's a sniper.
Oh my God! All right, first debate on the new year. Lauri Markkanen is not good and should have been traded 2 years prior to him being traded.
I mean, I agree he should have been traded, but I think he'll
man.
flourish somewhere. I think he's gonna flourish somewhere else. I think he'll be fine. He didn't fit the Bulls at all. Let's be honest. And the Bulls were terrible because of the bum they had at coach Jim Boylan and the terrible front office. So do you think that we could see something though with the Bears? I'm not a Bears fan, by the way. If people don't know that, I'm not a Bears fan. But you're kind of a Bears fan, but I mean you rep the Titans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
I rep the Titans, but my NFC team is kind of the Bears. So.
Mm-hmm. So the Bears right now are in an interesting position. They need a new head coach and they need a new GM. The Bulls were in this position not too long ago. They hired Arturas Karnisovas, and he made sure that the Bulls had a good coach, and they got Billy Donovan, and they drafted well.
And he's been stellar.
They picked up They got 2 free agents. That never happens. They are going to win games because of good decisions made by their general manager. Can the Bears actually get there? Can the Bears do that? Can they hire a good general manager who will hire a good coach? Because right now, I mean, they're doing both at the same time. They're interviewing GMs while they're interviewing coaches. It's this ownership group that I don't think anybody trusts.
So, when I think about the Bulls, like the Gar Pax era, just like there are some really dark times. Like the Jim Boylan era and him getting signed. Bro, they signed him to like a fat ass contract.
You remember the time clock they had? The old school time clock they had that the players had to clock into when they went into the practice facility?
Yo, I'm sorry, but that dude, I just think it's really bizarre that Chicago teams pick these coaches that everyone is like, I hate them and please fire them. Like every time. So with the Bears, I've been saying Ryan Pace has got to go for the past 4 years. All right, I don't like Deshaun Watson, all right? But he won the national championship and he looked incredible. So for some reason, they said this guy from UNC who didn't win the national championship looks even better, and we're going to trade up to get him. I don't get it. No one got it.
I mean, nobody understood the Mitch pick at the time. People did value Mitch. People valued Mitch. They thought he could be a good quarterback, but they did not put him over Deshaun Watson. That's just ridiculous. And the fact that he got drafted there, I don't know what it is, but I mean, also I do think Mitchell Trubisky has deserved an apology for how he was treated by Bears fans. And Matt Nagy was the problem that whole time. I don't think that, I mean, in games where they actually had Mitchell Trubisky playing, he was going, and like they won significantly more games than when he wasn't playing. They had a much better winning percentage. He put them in. He made it. He brought them to the playoffs twice. Cody Parkey screwed it. Let's be honest. Cody Parkey screwed it.
I will stop you right there. All right, I was at that game, but that's not why. All right, Cody Parkey had 9 points that game,
and he screwed it at the end.
Mitchell Trubisky had 6, and then they couldn't convert a 2-point play that they went for some reason. You know, dude, Nagy literally just has like no brain. I'm honestly surprised he was there as long as he was. I think the whole like trying to be like a fancy play calling, like really weird play offense, like we're gonna run the wide receiver.
And then
I don't know. That's not my style.
He could never fully give up play calling too. Every time that someone else started calling plays, he would immediately take the credit back. As soon as the team started playing a little bit better, he'd be like, "I'm calling plays now." I don't know. I think it's funny when I think about it. Let's talk a little bit about Wild Card Weekend though, because we don't need to talk about the Bears. We'll talk about the Bears in August.
Sure, the Bears are not.
Maybe around April. Maybe when they hire a new head coach. We'll talk about them later. Wild Card Weekend. Both of our teams are going. My Cowboys are going up against the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday, 3:30 on CBS, Paramount Plus, and Nickelodeon.
Paramount. Wait, that's the Nickelodeon game?
I'm 99% sure. That's what Ari Merriv of My Sports Update said a few days ago. It might have changed.
Yo, it is. It is. That is fire.
But
dude, Dak in the slime zone?
The Cowboys need to win this game. For the sake of my sanity, my mental health. There might not be another Main Stage Cast episode if the Cowboys lose this game. I don't know what I'm going to do. It might get ugly. But
so I've been watching a lot of the boys this season, and I've seen a decent amount of 49ers games, like, and I don't know, man. The boys look good. There's been some like inconsistencies over the season, and people want to talk about that loss to the Cardinals, and the lay of game that was. We don't even have to talk about that. I think the boys are hot. They just killed those Eagles. They killed the Birds. They're going to keep it rolling into Jerry World. I really don't see an offense like the 49ers being able to get something really going against this Cowboys defense, besides maybe George Kittle. But, like, when I watch the 49ers, like, Jimmy G throws a dog shit pass. Dude, Kittle will, like extend his body and catch it and literally save dude's career.
Honestly, he throws a lot of hospital passes. You know what I'm talking about? He throws a lot of those hospital passes. I think Jimmy G, like, I think he's good enough to manage a game. But, he's not on the level of, like, a Derek Carr type. I love Derek Carr. I just want to put that out there that I love Derek Carr. But we can maybe even go game by game. Kind of give me your quick thoughts. I think Derek Carr cleans up. I think he leads the Raiders into Cincinnati and comes away with a win.
Dude, so I was talking about it with my buddies yesterday, and I said the team I would want to play the least in the AFC is the Bengals.
Nah.
That is my dark horse Super Bowl pick, dude. I really think that with the way Joey B is rolling right now, and the way Jamar Chase is catching the ball, and then on top of that, when they're not doing that, Joe Mixon is so good with the run game. Like, I don't know what he's been bad this year, low key, when they need him.
I think he's been good. He's been good, but I think the Raiders are hungry. I think Derek Carr is ready to prove himself, because Derek Carr, let's be honest, he doesn't get a lot of respect because he hasn't been there. He hasn't performed when it.
Yeah, it's his first. Isn't it his first career postseason start this next week?
Yeah, and I think he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong. I think he's gonna be ready. I think it comes down to how the people around him play.
I'm cheering for them, and I've been cheering for them to win the Super Bowl since the Gruden thing and since the Ruggs thing. With both of those things and all the adversity the team faced, I always just said, like, dude, it would be so sick if they won the Super Bowl.
They're
after
not winning
going
the Super
through
Bowl.
all those things.
They see the Chiefs in these playoffs, they're getting smoked again. They're getting another 40-burger dropped on them. But I still believe that they can beat the Bengals. It's going to be the first game of the wild card playoffs. I take it you're riding with the Bengals in this game. You don't have to make these picks.
I'm going hard on the Bengals,
I know you're in my pick'em league.
It's true. So I have been thinking about my pick'ems.
You don't need to make your picks final for this. Whatever your final picks are for that pick'em is what you're putting your money on. But the Pats and Bills, I got to ride with the Pats because of Eli. My guy Eli.
Dude,
just our boy
Ben
Eli.
asked me.
I got to run with the Pats.
My brother Ben asked me yesterday. He said, "Yo, who you got in the Pats-Bills game?" And I said, hate to tell you, Eli, but I think the Bills take the win in the trilogy, dude. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like there's a big difference between, like, Buffalo and New England. It's both pretty shit weather. They had terrible weather in that first game. Oh, my God.
The weather.
Dude, they couldn't even throw in that one game.
It's gonna be 4 degrees. I mean, it's gonna be frigid on Saturday in Buffalo. I don't know. I think Josh Allen has the firepower. I think Diggs is good enough, but I just have a feeling that Bill Belichick is just not gonna go out like that. Not like that. Not in this first game. The Patriots are playing great football. At one point this year, they were the hottest team in the league. I think they can rekindle some of that magic. I think we're gonna see 2 upsets on Saturday.
Yo, so one of the most lit games I went to this season was Monday Night Football, Titans versus Bills, and it was when they choked, bro. Bro, I was so confused.
I was
so confused.
I don't know.
But
I don't know how you do it as a Titans fan, man. Your heart rate has.
Dude, literally, like, I talk to the people that sit around me about it. Like, we'll talk about, like, literally don't even start feeling emotions till there's like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, because there really is no, like, it's like, all right, we're down like 15, and then the fourth quarter rolls around and it's tie game, like, dude, and Tannehill, like, will look so amazing and then just throw like a bullshit pick for like no reason, and it's like, dude, I don't know.
Tannehill's he's shaky.
That's still his loss. That's the still his loss. Like, we didn't deserve that loss.
But
we should have won that game easy. We should have beat the Jets in like our 3rd game of the season or whatever. Third or 4th game, like, we could have even have been better than we were, man.
In all fairness, though, you're looking at a situation probably where the Patriots or the Raiders is the team that Patriots, Raiders, or Bengals is probably gonna be the team that plays the Titans in the next round.
And I am gonna be going down to that game. Me and my brother will be there.
You're gonna need to watch on Saturday with a very watchful eye, because I think it's gonna be one of those teams. I mean, the Steelers. Are the Steelers going to beat the Chiefs? I don't think so. I mean, let's be honest here. There's some weird voodoo magic going on with the Steelers.
People say that, like, the second meeting doesn't always go the same, because my brother, he was like, dude, the Steelers are gonna win. I'm like, dude, the Chiefs, like, totally kicked their ass last time. Like, 40 burger, like, easy clap. Like, Pepega is like, get the hell out of here. He's like, nah, dude, trust.
I think they'll cover, though. The 12.5 line, I think they'll cover that.
12.5?
It's 12.5 for Kansas City, man.
Hey, they're not that bad. They're not that bad. And going into the playoffs, and 7's final postseason.
Yeah, I don't care. Big Ben, I don't care.
Bro, he was better when he was addicted to jerking off. Hot take, I don't know.
What? He was addicted to...
Yeah, you didn't know it?
No.
Like, I don't even know if it was, like, to porn. I know that he was addicted to, like, jerking off. Like, it wasn't even, like, sex. It was, like, him jerking off.
How does this information
because
there?
Bro, he was in, like, a Zoom call for it. Yo, dude, someone, like, called him in 4K in a Zoom call. Like, about it. It was like an AA meeting type thing.
Oh, bro, that's
dude, and then this whole thing about how, like, he was, like, addicted to, like, jerking off, and it, like, made him a not as good Christian. And he became a Christian in, like, 2007 after a sexual assault case, I'm pretty sure.
Sexual assault case was in, like, 2010. It was before
whenever that was.
It was before their Super Bowl against the Packers.
Was it? Yo, was that maybe a smear campaign by the Packers?
Maybe. I mean, we'll get into the Packers next week. We'll get into the Packers and Mr. Aaron Rodgers next week. True. My favorite player in the league right now.
First NFC game, though. Number 7, Philadelphia Eagles at number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Does Brady go down to the Eagles in the playoffs again?
He doesn't go down, but they cover. 8.5.
They cover that. They cover.
Game. Brady's gonna have to lead them on a drive at the end of the game. I think it's gonna be that serious for this Buccaneers team.
You know what? I gotta tie this in. I forgot to mention this from pop culture, dude. So Julia Fox and Ye were hanging out with Antonio Brown last night.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
Ye was getting a haircut. AB was there. Julia Fox was there. I don't know, but I don't know. I've been watching the Buccaneers, and that game against the Saints, that shutout, that was like, I was like,
I think that gave a lot of info out. about the Buccaneers. I mean, it's a rivalry. It's a rivalry divisional game, but still.
Yeah, I know it was a divisional game, and Cameron Jordan in the defense for the Saints played amazing that game. But, like, then at the same time, Brady didn't look as good. The defense hasn't looked like... Dude, the defense at this time last year was stellar. Like, literally insane. Like, was dominating every team, except for when they played the Washington football team. That was a really close game for some reason.
So
But,
maybe another
I guess I'm
NFC
going...
team plays him close in the wild card.
You know what? Yeah, I can't pick the Birds, man.
I can't pick the Birds,
Screw
but
the
I
Birds.
think
Screw
they'll
the Birds.
cover. Steelers, Chiefs. I'm riding with the Chiefs. I'm riding with Patty Mahomes. As much as I'm not as big of a fan of Patrick Mahomes as everyone else is, because I think they crowned him too early. That's all I can say. I think they crowned him too early, and I think the Chiefs were crowned a little too early. People were talking about the Chiefs like they were gonna be a dynasty, like win 2, 3, 4 straight Super Bowls. I think there's a chance if they make it to the Super Bowl this year, like you could say, and they win. That's 2 out of 3 championships. That's 3 straight. Not many teams have done that in league history. So I mean, there have to be some love there, but it's gonna be a tough route.
The AFC
it's not as
is
clear.
so hard to get into that Super Bowl. I mean, at least it was prior to when the Patriots were, from 2020
Patriots,
to 2000. It was just it was
Peyton
Brady, Brady, Manning, Brady. Roethlisberger, Brady, Flacco, Brady, Mahomes.
Flacco.
Flacco.
What Super Bowl that was.
The AFC, and I feel like Mahomes has kind of taken over that dominant AFC role. So, you obviously you want to see something different happen, but then at the end of the day, it's it probably will be them. And I mean, I want to say they'll lose because I'm kind of salty because I had Patrick Mahomes in fantasy football. And, dude, he was, the best player for 3 weeks. For, 5 weeks straight, just, was fuck it, I'm terrible. And...
I blame Jackson.
He was making TikToks at every game they were going to, was dancing on the Lawrence Taylor 21, all this crazy shit. He was, I literally saw him when he was at the Titans game, bro. It was crazy. I was like, he is a real person, but we are going to win because he is here right now. And we won.
So how about this Cardinals-Rams game on Monday night? We'll finish off with that. The first ever Monday night wild card game, if I believe so, if I'm correct on that.
I'm gonna go with the Rams, bro.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I think Cliff Kingsbury has made very questionable calls to me. Without D-Hop, I feel like I've seen a lot of vulnerable moments for FaZe K1 when he's been in the pocket and is trying to get the ball out to guys like Kirk or AJ Green, and they just don't have the same catching ability. I'm trying to think, what was that game? Oh, dude, why can't I remember what game it was? Where the O-line just completely gave up on the last play. Dude, I don't know. They've had some just messy games, I feel like. And they don't look like the same beast they were at the... Oh, was it against the Lions? Bro, they lost to the Lions. They're not winning.
They lost to the Lions, and then they handled the Cowboys.
Dude, but that's different because FaZe K1 is he was 8-0 before playing that game, and now he's 9-0 in Jerry World. That's just kind of his, domain. But the Rams, I think... Wait, the Rams are they're playing in LA?
Yeah, they're playing in LA.
Wait, did the Rams win the division?
Rams ended up winning the division, yeah, because of how what happened to the Cardinals. That was the whole thing. That was the tiebreaker that night on Sunday.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I gotta pay attention,
bro. The Rams are hosting, in their stadium where they have no fans.
OBJ is gonna be playing at the Jerry World Super Bowl right here at Jerry World, because LA.
Right.
Nah, bro, just wait. They're moving it to Jerry World, bro. They're moving it.
I don't know.
Dude,
those contracts are worth so much money.
Dude, think about how many L's they're taking with every seat that cannot be filled.
They can't fill the
each
stadium?
Seat is an L. Bro, because LA won't let them. It's not like the NFL. It's California, Los Angeles.
So you're saying the Cobboys,
their rules.
the Cowboys could be trying to win a title well at Jerry World?
Well, so Jerry has said that Jerry World is ready
Because they
if
always
they want to
have,
move the Super
they
Bowl there.
always have alternate sites for the Super Bowl, just in case of
Yeah.
anything, because the Super Bowl will always go on. There could be a terrorist attack at a stadium, and they just move the Super Bowl and move it on. That's what they would do. That's how the NFL operates. So,
but the city contracts and like the getting the events there, those are huge like economic boost and like huge events and like.
but
Like,
I mean,
I've
LA
learned a
might
lot
just
about
not
this
want
from
it.
watching F1, like about like the city and country contracts and how like important those like connections are. And I feel like LA will still be like we want it, but the NFL being the money mongers they are they gonna be like, yo, we'll do it in a stadium where it like can't be filled? I don't think that's gonna happen. There's no shot. They didn't even do that last year. Well, they was in Florida last year, but
Florida
maybe
doesn't
they need
care.
to go back to Florida. Dude, they did not give a shit in
Florida
Florida.
has not had a pandemic since May of 2020.
No, nobody in that Florida Panthers game was social distancing or wearing a mask.
I mean,
Kodak was
wasn't.
fucking at the game.
Kodak
So
definitely was not social distancing, and I didn't see a mask either. I think a
was putting
security
the-
guard might have had a mask on though. I don't know. Beats me. He was watching. It was weird. You see how he was standing there, just kind of staring at it. I'm like, who is that guy in the booth? I'm like, it must be a
he's like,
security
man,
guard.
shit, I gotta protect him.
But he was
I want to
watching.
do that.
He was watching.
I'm excited for
You should have
Wild
held up
Card
a
Weekend
cloth
though.
or something, man.
Wait, you're gonna be at your place,
I will.
dude? I'll come up to the city this weekend. How about we'll watch some football?
Come through Saturday.
I'm working Saturday, Sunday in the morning. I'm working like 10 to 3. I'll come through Saturday night.
Hey,
Wait, when
Saturday, the
is
first
that?
game
When is that
Saturday.
Cowboys game?
I'm gonna be working on Sunday, kind of half watching.
Oh, that's
the
on
game.
Sunday.
I got my friend who's a Cowboys fan coming over for that game. With the Cowboys games in the playoffs, like I would let you come and watch it with me, but I have a very limited amount of people I would watch Cowboys playoff games with.
Oh,
They either have
dude.
to be diehard fans enough of the sport to understand the pain that I'd be going through, or they need to be a Cowboys fan.
So I kind of I would be like a Cowboys fan because my buddy Michael and I he's from Dallas, so we'd watch all the boys games together, and I started learning all like the lore, all like the cool stuff about Jerry World and the history, and like I love those players. Honestly, a lot of the players on that team besides Zeke are like really good guys.
Yeah. Hey, regardless, I mean, either time.
Pollard is better than Zeke.
Who? Pollard?
Pollard, bro.
At this point, I mean, he definitely is better. Like, he's definitely better value if you look at both their contracts. I don't know. I think Zeke will have something to prove in the playoffs. But
Well.
regardless, if you want to come Saturday, you want to come Sunday, don't matter to me. I'll be watching football all day, so I'll be sitting around the crib watching football. So, all right.
All right, and then for our last set of topics here, we want first episode back, we'll try to keep it under an hour, I guess. We were looking at the times of our episodes. We had one that was an hour and a half, talking about GAs. Remember those back in the day? Nobody even cares about those anymore. But so we had a Twitch streamer today, for the Call of Duty Warzone streamer that goes by the name of the Dan Dangler. Let me see if I can pull up the tweet. They had some sort of thing going on. They were like complaining. Oh, okay. So I guess to give some context on everything, a bunch of Pokemon got banned the other day. Disguised Toast got banned. These are popular Twitch streamers that were just watching television, on stream. They just have been watching TV shows, literally just sitting there watching TV shows. And then they got DMCA strike, and they got mad. They're like, no, I got banned for watching copyrighted content that I knew I'd probably get DMCA strike for.
Yeah,
that's kind of a weird thing because everybody knows the consequences of doing this.
I mean, the high-profile streamers get banned all the time for doing things like that. But what caused the real problem was because she said, I think I might have the tweet. I might not have the tweet, but
I got it.
Essentially, what she said. Oh, here I did find it. Got banned for watching Forge and Fire on stream. I have COVID and don't feel well enough to entertain. At Twitch does, all caps, absolutely nothing for sick days or time off. I have a $4,000 vet bill to pay when I pick River up. I'm so upset right now. I just want to cry on a ball. So obviously very distressed. Very distressed, right?
Oh, man.
What the hell does Twitch owe you as an independent contractor? Twitch is an opportunity. It's not a career. It's something. It's a platform. You know, it's not a career. You're not an employee of Twitch. It's very explicit that you're not an employee of Twitch when you're making money streaming on Twitch. Sure, they take money from you, in a way, because you get about 50% of a sub. What is it? 50% of a sub count.
Yeah, yeah. It's like about.
It's not. So I mean, in a way, yeah. But if you can't, you got banned for clearly breaking obvious rules, you know. So you're getting banned for clearly breaking obvious rules. It's not really worth it to pile on this too much. But what's going through your mind? Alex, what's the bigger thing? What came out a few minutes after that? It was maybe 2 hours after this tweet.
So I guess they've had the Patreon before, but they were really pushing the Patreon after the Twitch ban, and people were trying to troll and tweet like, oh, blah blah blah, you're like annoying because you're complaining about money, you're a Twitch streamer, you get money, and they just responded with their Patreon link. They're just they're pushing all these like sexy pictures on us, these lewds. It's like come on, man, you really. Well, but the thing is, it's kind of sad because, in the gaming community, there's a lot of guys who are actually going to go get that Patreon and just look at pictures they can probably see on Instagram. I also don't get this might be a hot take, and this is going to be related to gaming just because, OnlyFans is kind of just part of the gaming world, whatever. I feel like it's kind of weird to get like a OnlyFans or Patreon when you're trying to get off to it. Like, I get that's like the point of it, but like I don't know, man. I just can't wrap my head around that. I would never buy her Patreon. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I would buy really anybody's Patreon to see naked pictures or risky pictures. I don't even think it's because most people don't even. I don't even really know too much about this, but it's more like risky pictures, right? It's not like.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. So her Patreon isn't like. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do those. Like, if you wanted to do like an OnlyFans type of adult content, I'm pretty sure you could. Like, I don't think there's rules against it, but it does seem all more like lewd, like risky pictures, like.
Which in itself is odd.
But she's like literally tweeting them, so it's like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Regardless, I think it's just another example of the weird world we live in, with these weird type of influencer creators and stuff. People with like 600 followers on Twitter are like full-time Twitch streamers somehow. Yet they also have an OnlyFans. Are you a full-time Twitch streamer? Or are you a full-time OnlyFans user?
Dude, I never get that. Like, when I'll see like a dude with like 400 followers on Twitter and they're streaming every day.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Well, I know, but like, it's kind of concerning. When they're under 18, it's like, or they're 18 and under, they're like younger, it's like, okay, they like maybe have less to do, they're like just like after school dinner. But when there's like people that are like older than you or I that are like clearly just like not it, and I respect the grind, but it's like, but you know what, I guess I gotta stop judging because we're all in that position. That's kind of where we're at right now with the main stage cast.
We're probably gonna get like 4 or 5 viewers on this, maybe if we're lucky.
You know what? We talked about a plethora of stuff though. We talked about pop culture, sports, gaming. We talked about Ye going to Russia. We talked about Kodak fucking at the Panthers game. There's a lot of content for everyone to enjoy when you don't just focus on one thing, which I think is what we're gonna be able to really do, is build a better community and audience with the main stage cast this year.
Maybe we do a little live, maybe not even live, but a little in-person reaction if you do come over for these football games this weekend. Wild card weekend.
We'll do a watch party. A watch party for the Nickelodeon game.
I don't know if I can handle that. I think YouTube would take me off for how many swear words I have about the Cowboys. It's gonna get ugly, but there might be a chance if they come out and I believe they've done it. They've gotten me to believe again. I stopped believing for a little bit after they lost to the Packers in that divisional game in 2016. I stopped believing for a little bit. I fell off of it. I was sick of it. I was hurt. I'm ready to be hurt again, though. I'm ready to be hurt again.
Dude, didn't they lose to the Seahawks like 2 or 3 years ago?
I mean, yeah, that they snuck. They weren't. That year was not a year where I actually felt like they were contenders. This year, though.
Yeah, no. This year,
from like week 2, from week 1, I believe.
Dude, they looked good in week 1, but that was a tough game. That was
And
a
they
really
got,
tough game.
And they got robbed in that game too. For being
Wasn't it only like 31-28?
They got robbed in that game. Weird calls.
But it meant a lot, I feel like. Like, they lost, yeah. Because, like, I would always, like, my buddy Michael, we'd talk about the losses that the Cowboys have had. And I'd be like, dude, think about these losses, though. Like, you lost by 3 points to the Bucks, who just won the Super Bowl. Like, first game of the season. You know, you build upon that, and it's all led to this. Dak, I said earlier this season, at the beginning of the season was like, damn, he looks like my MVP. You know, obviously that's changed, and I'm going to have to vote for Rodgers now if I had to vote, but I still love to watch Dak play.
They've had some ugly losses. I mean, they got smoked by the Broncos at home. They had a horrible game against the Chiefs. They shot themselves in the foot repeatedly against the Raiders. And then they knocked off 4 straight, given that 3 of them were against the Washington 2 times and the Giants once. I mean, those teams, they're butter teams. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Cardinals in like their first test. Other than that,
dude, that New England game was comedy. I was watching it with a New England guy, too. Oh my god, dude, that walk-off TD by CD was so funny. Dude, he just like we saw him running in, and my buddy just goes.
That was the best win. That might have been their best win of this season.
Dude, that's like when like the pass defense was starting to just like really start getting fired up too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it has to
be
the best
I think that was a really impressive win.
I mean, before that they were just they were just scoring hella points. They scored 41, 36, 44, 35, and then 44 leading into that Patriots game when they put up 35. Then they started winning. They beat the Vikings too on the road in prime time without Dak. And Dak broke Tony Romo's touchdown record, and it's legit because Dak played 16 games this year. He did not play 17 games. I'm sad to see one of Tony's records go.
Yo.
You know, I think Tony. Dude. I mean, I could do a whole hour on Tony. I'm not even gonna keep going on it.
O.J. Simpson ran for 2,000 yards in a 14-game season. No one has ever done that again.
Yeah, there's that great.
He might be the GOAT.
There's that great Dave Chappelle bit about like saying hello to O.J. Simpson, and then having someone who Dave Chappelle with was like, how could you say hello to him? Be like, with all due respect, that man ran for 2,000 yards
in a 14-game season.
14-game season, with all due respect. But, anyways, wildcard weekend's upon us. Dan Dangler, I hope you get everything sorted out. You know.
Hope the dog's okay when you pick him up from the vet.
Yeah, for real. I mean, the vet bill of $4,000. I mean, that's got to be stressful. So good luck.
I bet it was for like a checkup. They were just looking at the dog. No surgery, no nothing. It was quick $4K to see if he had a cold.
Mm-hmm. And she's a pretty good Warzone player too. I've seen her play. Top 30%, right? Isn't that pretty good? I don't know.
Dude,
I don't watch
Warzone. I feel like I'd probably get shit on her in Warzone. You know who I've been seeing a lot of I go on Instagram, and I see so many gaming clips on Instagram now.
Really?
I always see FaZe Kaylee and FaZe J Smooth. I always see their Warzone clips, and FaZe Kaylee's actually not bad. I was like, damn, I don't know if she's good, and then I see her clips. I'm like, damn, she's actually pretty good at the game. But she plays with headphones. It's weird.
What do you mean?
Like she plays with like your headphones.
Like earbuds?
Like earbuds. Like earbuds. Like.
I thought you meant like.
Or not? Yeah, not like those. No, like earbuds. It's the weirdest thing.
I used to play on earbuds. I used to play on earbuds in like Ghost back in like Call of Duty Ghost. Playing some.
Oh man, the days. Good old days.
Anyways, we won't reminisce too much. We're reaching the 59-minute mark, so we'll call it a night, and we'll be back next week. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for returning.
And we're only gonna get better, and so are you.